Hello, beautiful souls. Becca here, and I wanted to share with you a little bit today about working with the clearing statement. I know if you've worked with me before or gone over some of the steps for the clearing statement, there can be a lot of questions that come up because it really is a very organic process. It's not something that you can just follow a 1, 2, 3, 4 step-by-step thing, mainly because the energy that we are holding within our soul fields, within our Akashic records, within our cellular memory, all of the information that we're holding within ourselves is really quite diverse, and it comes from all different sorts of places. For example, some of the information we may be holding in our cellular memory may be resonant frequencies we're holding from our ancestral lineage, or it can be held from a traumatic moment that we had as a child. It can also have cellular resonance coming from past lives. So this is something that gets very diverse as far as knowing how to communicate with the information, but for the most part, the process is very consistent, and you can follow the idea of the steps of it. I want to put it that way, because there's truly no right way and there's no wrong way to do this clearing statement. The most important thing is that you're able to harness your emotions and your energy through the process. The more activated the sensations are within you. So, for instance, if you are going through a situation with a loved one and you feel something get triggered inside of you, be it feeling hurt, feeling unheard, feeling angry, feeling resentment, any kind of sensation that comes up that you naturally know is not in your highest interest and is not elevating you on your soul's mission, then you can without a doubt know that that is coming from a wounded place within. Now, these wounds from within, again, it doesn't really matter exactly where these wounds are coming from. The most important step in this is that you catch it immediately and recognize it as, this is not mine. Oh, isn't this interesting? This feeling came up, this emotion came up, this rage came up. And the immediate thing is to, as quick as possible, snap yourself out of just going in the flow of the heightened emotion and pull yourself into that neutral state of being where you go, wow, isn't that interesting? I allowed myself to feel this when this person said this, or this, or did this, or this. Now, this is really about learning how to be mindful. Mindfulness is the foundation and the key to this entire process. Mindfulness means that you are observing yourself moving through life, which means we are starting to live our own human design. So I will say to each and every one of you too, if you are working with the clearing statements and learning how to really clear out all of the voices, all of the programming, all of the things within your life that are not yours, stuff you inherited or that has clung on to you. I kind of like to share the image that our soul is basically a plasma body field around us. Our energy bodies are plasma body fields around us. So as we go through life, if we have static electricity within our field, yeah, we might attract spirits, we might attract entity attachments, we might attract a bunch of stuff kind of getting into our space. And it's not to really get overwhelmed with. It can be in the very beginning overwhelming, feeling as though it's just too much to deal with at first. And with that, again, I would say take a deep breath, take a step back, acknowledge how old you are right now and how many years you may have been accumulating a lot of this stuff within your energy field, and also acknowledging how much you may be carrying as far as belief systems or programs from other stations of identity, other individuals in your life. And so it's kind of like taking a breath and just acknowledging you as the most beautiful remodel. How about that? You are your most incredible mansion. when we actually acknowledge how special and loved we are within all creation, we can start to honor our body and this living incarnation as really a beautiful, immaculate vehicle. And this is our mansion. This is our home. Our body is our home. And so we've had it kind of run down. We've inherited a lot of stuff. It's kind of like inheriting the family property that's been in the family for maybe, hundreds of years. And maybe there wasn't enough resources within the family to maintain the home. And so there's a little bit of upkeep and maintenance to do. And if you've ever done a remodel on a home or any upgrades on a home, you know that as much as you can see the finish line of exactly what you want to create, it takes time. You go project by project, and you let yourself realize that in every remodel, there's hiccups along the way. And rather than allowing yourself to get frustrated by it, you allot for it. You realize that's part of the process. And that each of those hiccups, when it comes to doing the clearing statement and really what we're doing, upgrading the bioregenesis that we're doing for this body, is a gift, because every hiccup is giving us yet another portal or doorway into a wound or a place that is asking to be healed and brought back into wholeness and balance. So this is actually a really special thing. Even if the living room, so to speak, gets really full of all of these voices saying, fix me, fix me. The truth is that you are the director. You are the one that gets to start now asking yourself, how do I want to create this dream? How do I want my life to look? What do I really want to create in my life? Instead of just chasing after everything, because in truth, that can also be a distraction. And I will tell you that the more we come into a state of the foundation of mindfulness, taking a deep breath, acknowledging that everything that's happening is, wow, isn't that interesting that I had that experience? Let's explore it. Let's see where that came from. There comes a beautiful transition moment at some point along your way that it feels as though just whole groupings of things will just start to dissipate out of your reality, because there isn't the need to look at them in excruciating detail. There isn't the need to extract every single detail from the stories or understand or even wonder why certain things happened. In fact, we are just really going to be developing the skill to get to a place where we just start to realize, wow, isn't this interesting? This has been in my field. Show me where this got in. What was the belief or the programming that I've been holding? Who cares where it started? In the end, we get to this place. It's just like, show me the origin point, and it's an immediate just going in, healing, balancing, wholeness, repairing, the bioregenesis program, if you will, of upgrading our DNA within our body back into its Christic form, back into its living light essence, really becomes just a matter of knowing with your intention exactly where discord is coming from. And within that, there starts to come a knowing within you that that is not what you are intending to hold. So therefore, it almost becomes an immediate repair, if you will, within our energetic field. So when we are doing the process of the clearing statements, the number one step that is incredibly vital in the very beginning, and why I like to suggest getting a journal, is that we need to start catching the stuff that we've just been living with as if it just is how it is. I can't tell you how many people I've heard make statements of, wow, I didn't know life could be like that without this feeling or without this emotion. And, just being able to actually acknowledge we may not even know what we want to feel in the very beginning, because we may have been having some of these things oppressing our field for our entire incarnation. So we may not even know what we feel like without it. So the very initial stage, a lot of times, is actually emptying out the mansion, emptying out the home, emptying out everything, clearing everything out, and then deciding one by one, what do you want to remodel with? What do you want to bring back in? What do you want to create in your life? And this is a powerful process to go through, because this is going to really challenge you to ask you, when you ask, what is it that I want to bring back in? What is it that I want in my life? How much of the stuff are you trying to bring back in that is actually to make other people happy, or because you don't want to ruffle feathers, or you don't want things to get uncomfortable with how things are maybe in a relationship or at home or with family or things like this? And I will tell you that when we get truly, truly mindful and honest with ourselves, we are going to be willing to empty ourselves completely in order to make sure that every relationship in our life is the most honorable, beautiful relationship that we could possibly be a part of. And that it doesn't mean that we have to completely eliminate people from our lives, but we may have to actually sit with some people in our lives and rewrite how we choose to interact. And this is called healing. Healing not only our relationships, healing within, is healing planetary consciousness. We are a collective group of human beings, and everything in our life comes down to a relationship. And I think if we sat and got super honest with ourselves, we would see that we might not have the most honest relationships in our life, the most healthy relationships, and we may be even the ostrich in the sand for a lot of the things in our life. These are relationships with everything. I don't care if it's your cup of coffee in the morning, how you drive to work, the people that are your coworkers or that you work with, the job that you've created in your life, everything, even how you have a relationship with your body, with yourself, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and who you are to yourself is a relationship. Everything is a relationship. And we will see that we dishonor our body. Probably the number one thing is dishonoring our body, that most individuals on this planet don't have a healthy relationship with their own physical body, their own home. But I'm telling you, our body is a storehouse of our memories, of our ancestors, of the Earth Mother, our planet. It is holding Akashic records within it. This is our sacred home. This is holding the DNA of all of creation right inside of us. This is a very sacred vehicle. And for the most part, we didn't know that. We didn't even know how special just the relationship with ourselves was, because we've been so busy trying to figure out how to navigate the rest of the world around us. So I want to just not make this video too long, but just to say, if you are getting overwhelmed in the very beginning of starting to go through the clearing statement, how do you catch everything? The number one step, again, is the foundation of mindfulness. Just choose to be mindful of everything. And in mindfulness, I will say with you that a beautiful kind of visual for mindfulness is to be the observer observing you, almost as if here's you thinking in your head, chatter, chatter, and you step back and now you watch yourself. And it's as if you're watching yourself in the body and the thoughts just moving through the mind. And I'm going to even invite you to take it steps beyond that. Now observe yourself, observing yourself. So it's taking it back one more level. So as you step back and observe yourself, you're actually kind of stepping into higher mind, but then you want to step into observing yourself almost from your soul perspective, and then step back again, observe yourself from your oversoul perspective, and then take another step back. And this is really what starts to calm the mind down. Take another step back and step in to your Christic avatar God self. So stepping into your avatar aspect. This is stepping into the 10th, 11th, and 12th dimensional perspectives of self, primarily the 12th dimensional perspective, which is pre-matter form. It's the living liquid light. And from here, there is no polarity. There is no duality. There is no physicality, if you will. This is the purest essence of just the consciousness of Source. And as you step into this perspective, you really see how so much of the chatter we create in our mind, from the Creator's perspective, is a non-issue. You are loved. You are so honored. And this is your journey to get to step into your source realization of yourself, of what a beautiful incarnate being that you are. And as you do this, you restore not only your own health and vitality, the health and vitality of every relationship you have in your life, but we begin to restore planetary consciousness and the vitality of the health of our planetary sphere and our interconnectedness with all living sentient beings and all sentient consciousness, that we truly can begin to sense and feel what it means to be connected to the all, part of the all, at one with the all. And so let mindfulness be your absolute tool, that in truth you already are perfect, and in truth there's nothing to fix. You are divinely perfect just as you are. And let the process be fun. Let it be joyful. Bring in the high vibrational feelings as much as possible through the process, so that as you become mindful, you get to go through the clearing process. And I'm going to put the link in the description below so you can listen to the clearing process. I also suggest that you listen to the video on family constellations. I did a separate video just on family constellations because this is actually a core process that I've interwoven into the clearing process itself. Because again, we are in relationship with everything, and we are part of a cosmic family. So everything we're doing truly is family constellations on the micro level and on the macro level. So it's interwoven in there, but it's very helpful to understand that process. And that within that, mindfulness is the key. Start to catch everything and realize that, yes, it's moving through you, but if I could give you the metaphor that it's no different than as if all the stuff in your home, in your field, in your body, in your energy fields is kind of like vagrants that have just come on in because no one else was home and nobody else was telling them they couldn't be there. And so it's a bunch of energy that's eating your food, using your electricity, that's just taking advantage of all of your space and all of your home and all of your own sovereign space. And so as you acknowledge that all of this actually is energy that you have the authority, the inner authority to command out of you, you get to start to hold yourself in a whole new way. So this is vital for how we hold our energy as we do the clearing statements, as we make the statements, as we make the proclamations, as we let the words come through, that in the back of our mind, we are always holding our sovereignty and that we have the right to command divine law within our life, within our creations, and we have the right to create the dream that we want to create in this reality. So with that, I leave that. I want to just encourage you, if you have questions, please reach out to me. Sometimes this type of work is just easier to do with a little help in the very beginning. And I would be so honored to be that help for you, to assist you through clearing all of these things and empowering you to know how to use these tools so that you can be in a state of peace, in a state of vitality, and most importantly, be the divine being that you came here to be. With so much love, thank you so much.